Well, hello there, random viewer. Welcome back. I'm Archie Stormcloud, and I want to thank you for tuning in to my illness and injury guide on hypothermia, symptoms, prevention, and treatment. In this short guide, I hope to teach you how to avoid death because you ran through a light rain shower and found your belongings moister than an oyster before contracting a fatal case of wet cancer, more commonly known as hypothermia. Hypothermia occurs when your survivor is freezing due to their body temperature being too low. This loss of body heat is caused due to a prolonged exposure to cold weather or water, as well as not wearing the correct protective gear for the conditions, rapidly resulting in adverse effects to your player's stats, including health loss, increased calorie consumption, and influenza. The earliest symptom of hyperthermia is shivering. Your survivor will cup their hands over their mouth and blow into them. They will next audibly quaver and rub their arms with their hands. Immediately after recognizing this animation, you should seek refuge in a warm and dry environment. When your survivor becomes cold, the temperature symbol on your status bar will drop until becoming blue. Once this thermometer icon becomes empty, you are suffering from hypothermia. Now let's examine the primary cause of hypothermia within the DayZ universe: moisture. Players become wet when they are exposed to rain or become submerged in any body of water. When your survivor encounters moisture, a status indicator appears next to your core immunity stats. Once you're no longer exposed to the elements, your moisture level will decrease gradually until you are completely dry. The longer you expose your player to these conditions, the more progressively saturated you, your clothing, and accessories become. The 4 stages of moisture are damp, wet, soaked, and drenched. Obviously, the best way to prevent oversaturation of your survivor and items is by avoiding the elements. Try not to travel long distances outdoors during a downpour. However, if you must, run beneath natural covers such as tree canopies and man-made shelters such as pavilions, bridges, and awnings to buffer the rain. Heat packs are a quick and simple solution to exposure. Make sure to wear them inside of your shirt or pants, as the closer they are to the skin, the better they work. Take the heat pack to your hand and you will receive the prompt to activate it. Keep in mind, the packs are a preventative measure and not a solution because they are not very effective at warming up a person who is already hypothermic. Sprinting will increase your core temperature, but only for a brief period. The safest practice is to periodically take a break inside structures with an intact roof, remove your wet clothes, take them to your hands, and you'll be prompted to wring them out. Drying clothes and accessories can be expedited by placing the wet items down near a fire or positioning your player near the fire. Near a fire, not in or on a fire. Another, albeit much slower option for drying your clothes and character once the rain has stopped is to air dry. Run or jog continuously and you will eventually become dry. Windy weather conditions along beaches or in open fields will expedite this process. DayZ has an ultra-realistic seasonal system. In the autumn and winter months, exposure to inclement weather conditions will exacerbate the adverse effects to your survivor's stats. During these seasons, a visible cloud of breath can be seen emitting from your player's face. This is an early indicator that you should be scavenging for cold protective and water-resistant clothing and equipment. Cold protective equipment includes the NBC suit and the firefighter's ensemble, ghillie suits and accessories, hunter jackets and hunter pants, the BDU jacket and pants, field jackets, rider's jackets, balaclavas and ski masks, as well as most boot and glove variants. Next, let's take a look at some water-resistant equipment, including all Gorka jacket and pant accessories, as well as the CUU jacket and trousers. Also included are the OREL police jacket and pants, as well as the rider's jacket and bomber's jacket, all of which provide significant protection from moisture due to their low rates of absorption. And lastly, let's cover all waterproof equipment in the game, and those are, once again, the NBC suit ensemble and the firefighter ensemble, as well as raincoats, wellies, dry bags, and combat backpacks, and every helmet variant in the game with the exception of the tanker helmet. Another tip is to keep a spare set of clothing inside of a combat backpack or dry sack. This will make it much easier to change into dry, warm clothing while you're adventuring in the never-ending rainstorms of DayZ. To remedy hypothermia, you must increase your core body temperature and restore your core stats. Get out of the cold and dry your clothing. Craft a fireplace kit and place it in a safe and secluded area free from wind, rain, and moisture. Rekindle the fire to keep it aflame until your survivor and gear are dry and your core temperature icon becomes white again. Finally, storing hot cooking pots, cooked or burnt food in your clothing will raise your body temperature. The same same thermodynamics apply as heat packs. However, you must be cautious when carrying hot items above 200 degrees Celsius in your clothing inventory. If your core body temperature becomes too high, you will become hyperthermic, which can also lead to status deterioration and in extreme cases, even death. The best solution for this is to place the hot items in your backpack once you've reached a comfortable temperature. If you found this video helpful, and I sincerely hope that you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. If there's something that we missed or maybe got wrong, drop it in the comments section below. If there are any other questions or concerns that you may have, come by and see us on Twitch. And until then, I'm Archie Stormcloud, and I'll see you in Chernarus.